Lesson 1, Vacation Planning.
Hey Anna, I wanted to get your thoughts on planning our upcoming trip.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited for us to get away. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking we could keep things pretty low-key and relaxed.
That sounds perfect. I just want to make sure we both have a really nice, enjoyable time.
Definitely. I don't want to overbook us or pack the schedule too tightly.
Good call. It should be a chance for us to unwind and recharge, not feel rushed.
Exactly. Maybe we could do a mix of some planned activities and also just leaving room for spontaneity.
I love that idea. Having a balanced itinerary will ensure we hit the highlights without feeling overwhelmed.
Absolutely. And I want to make sure we have plenty of time to soak up the local culture and atmosphere.
That's a great point. Immersing ourselves in the destination is half the fun of traveling.
Couldn't agree more. I want us to really experience the place, not just skim the surface.
Fantastic. I trust your judgment on planning the details. I just want to make sure it's a truly relaxing trip.
You got it. My main goal is for us to come back feeling refreshed and rejuvenated.
Perfect. I'm sure whatever you put together will be wonderful. I can't wait.
Awesome, I'm glad you're on board. This is going to be an amazing getaway, I just know it.
I have no doubt about it. With your planning and our teamwork, it'll be a trip to remember.
Definitely. I appreciate you giving me your input as well. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it more and more with each conversation.
Same here. Alright, let's get this vacation planning underway.
Lesson 2, the right time to water.
Hey Anna, I've been wondering, is there a best time of day to water my plants?
That's a great question. From what I know, it's generally best to water plants early in the morning.
Early morning, huh? What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, watering in the morning allows the plants to absorb the moisture before the heat of the day causes too much evaporation.
I see, that makes sense. And is there a specific time that's ideal, or just any time in the morning?
Ideally, you'll want to water them as early as possible. Around 6 or 7 a.m. is usually recommended.
Good to know. I've been trying to remember to water in the evenings, but I can see how that might not be as effective.
Exactly. The water is more likely to sit on the leaves and soil overnight, which can lead to fungal issues.
I didn't realize that. Thanks for the tip. I'll definitely start adjusting my watering schedule.
Absolutely. Early morning is the sweet spot. The plants can really make the most of that moisture throughout the day.
Wonderful, I appreciate you sharing that advice. It's going to make a big difference for the health of my plants.
Happy to help. Let me know if you have any other gardening questions come up.
Will do. Thanks again, Anna. This was really useful information.
Lesson 3, Spirits of Christmas Past.
Hey Anna, did you catch that holiday special on TV the other night?
Which one are you referring to? There were a few festive programs on.
The one that did a reimagining of A Christmas Carol. You know, with the three spirits and all.
Oh yes, I saw that. What did you think of their take on the classic Dickens story?
It was really interesting. I enjoyed how they incorporated modern elements while still staying true to the original.
Definitely. The Spirit of Christmas Past was such a nice nod to the traditional version.
Absolutely. And the spirit of Christmas yet to come was so ominous and thought-provoking.
I agree. That future vision they showed Scrooge was quite sobering. It really drove the message home.
For sure. Did you have a favorite spirit or moment from the whole production?
I think the Spirit of Christmas Present was my favorite. The way they highlighted the joy and community of the holiday season was so heartwarming.
Oh yeah, the Christmas party scene with all the games and laughter was really well done.
Exactly. It captured the essence of what Christmas is all about: coming together, traditions, and spreading cheer.
Totally. I thought that was a great way to contrast with the loneliness and bitterness Scrooge was experiencing.
Definitely. It really drove home the importance of embracing the spirit of the season, no matter your circumstances.
Couldn't agree more. It was a lovely reimagining of a Christmas classic.
Absolutely. I'm glad we both enjoyed tuning into that festive program.
Me too. It's the perfect way to get into the holiday mood.
Lesson 4, Confusion All Around.
Hey Anna, remember that holiday party we went to the other night? What did you think of it?
To be honest, I was a little confused by the whole thing. Didn't you feel the same?
Yeah, actually, I did. I'm glad I'm not the only one who was a bit perplexed.
Right? It seemed like the organizers were just as uncertain about what was going on.
Exactly. The games and activities didn't really seem to flow together cohesively.
Absolutely. And the decorations were sort of all over the place. Not very well coordinated.
No kidding. Did you notice how the staff looked just as lost as the guests?
Yes. They kept asking each other what they were supposed to be doing. It was kind of a mess.
For sure. Such a shame, because the holiday spirit was there, but the execution fell flat.
Totally. I was really looking forward to a fun, festive time, but it just ended up feeling a bit chaotic.
Same here. Hopefully, they'll learn from this experience and put together a more polished event next year.
Fingers crossed. It had so much potential, but poor planning really dampened the mood.
Definitely. Oh well, at least we had each other to commiserate with.
Haha, absolutely. I'm glad we stuck it out together, despite the confusion.
Me too. Here's to hoping the next holiday party we attend is much more organized.
Lesson 5, Remote Work Tips.
Hey Anna, I wanted to check in with you about how the remote work setup has been going.
Oh, it's been going really well, actually. I feel like I've gotten into a good groove with it.
That's great to hear. I know the transition can be a bit tricky at first.
You're right, it did take some adjusting. But I've found a few strategies that have made a big difference.
Such as? I'd be curious to hear what's been working well for you.
Well, for one, I make sure to have regular check-ins with my team and manager.
Ah, that's a smart move. Maintaining that communication is so important.
Definitely. And I've also learned to utilize technology to stay connected and collaborative.
Good point. Tools like video conferencing and project management apps are key.
Absolutely. They help bridge the gap when we can't be in the same physical space.
Excellent. And what about managing your own time and productivity?
Oh, that's another big one. I found it helpful to have a clear daily routine and designated workspace.
Makes sense. Establishing that structure and separation can be really beneficial.
Exactly. It helps me stay focused and avoid the distractions that can come with working from home.
I can imagine. And I'm sure clear communication with your team is crucial as well.
Yes, definitely. We make sure to have open dialogues and set realistic expectations.
That's great advice. It sounds like you've really nailed down an effective remote work approach.
I've definitely learned a lot along the way. But it's been worth it to find what works best for me.
That's awesome. I'm glad you've been able to make the remote setup work so well.
Me too. It's been a bit of an adjustment, but I feel really productive and satisfied with it.
Excellent. I appreciate you sharing those tips. They'll be super helpful for me as I navigate remote work as well.
Lesson 6, Grocery Haul.
Hey Anna, did you manage to get everything on your grocery list today?
I did. I'm actually really proud of myself. I came home with everything I needed.
That's great to hear. What all did you end up picking up?
Well, I stocked up on fresh fruits and veggies, things like apples, broccoli, spinach, and bell peppers.
Wonderful, those sound like great healthy staples. Anything else?
Yes, I also grabbed some whole grain bread, eggs, and a few other pantry essentials.
Awesome, that's a really well rounded grocery haul. I'm sure you'll be able to make all kinds of delicious meals with that.
That's the plan. I'm excited to get creative in the kitchen this week.
I bet. Having a fridge and pantry full of good ingredients really opens up the possibilities.
Definitely. And I tried to stick to my list as much as possible to avoid impulse purchases.
Nice work. It's so easy to get sidetracked at the grocery store.
Oh, you're telling me. But I resisted the temptation this time. Proud of my self-control.
As you should be. That's a real accomplishment. Way to go, Anna.
Thank you. It feels good to have a well-stocked kitchen, ready for some tasty, healthy meals.
I'm sure it does. Enjoy all your fresh produce and wholesome ingredients.
Lesson 7, Decorating Williamsburg.
Hey Anna, did you know about the history behind the Christmas decorations in Williamsburg?
No, I don't think I'm familiar with that. What's the story there?
Well, in the 20th century, a reverend named Dr. Goodwin, who was the priest at the Williamsburg church, had the idea of reviving the colonial-era Christmas traditions.
Ah, I see. So he wanted to bring back the historic decorations and customs from that time period.
Exactly. He was passionate about preserving the authentic feel of a colonial Christmas.
That's really fascinating. What kinds of decorations and traditions did he focus on?
From what I understand, he encouraged the use of natural, locally sourced materials like evergreens, berries, and dried fruits.
Ooh, that must have created such a beautiful, rustic look. Very fitting for the colonial era.
Absolutely. And he also revived old-fashioned caroling and candlelight services.
How lovely. It must have felt like stepping back in time to celebrate the holidays.
Definitely. Dr. Goodwin really helped Williamsburg become this hub for preserving colonial Christmas traditions.
That's a wonderful legacy. It's great that they've been able to continue those customs over the decades.
For sure. It's such a unique and charming way to experience the holiday season.
I'd love to visit Williamsburg around Christmas time and take it all in someday.
Me too. It sounds like the perfect way to get into the true spirit of the holidays.
Lesson 8, A Promising Partnership.
Hey Anna, I wanted to run an idea by you. Do you think our companies could benefit from working together?
That's an interesting proposition. What did you have in mind?
Well, I've been thinking that our products and services could complement each other really well.
Okay, I'm intrigued. In what way do you think we could collaborate?
I was envisioning some kind of strategic partnership or joint venture. We could expand our reach and tap into new markets.
That does sound promising. What specific areas were you thinking we could explore?
Maybe we could look into co-developing some new products or services. Combine our expertise and resources.
I see where you're going with this. It could allow us to be more innovative and competitive.
Exactly. And we could also explore cross-promoting and sharing each other's customer bases.
That's a really smart idea. I think our companies do have a lot of synergies that we could capitalize on.
Absolutely. I feel like it could be a win-win situation for both of us.
I agree. This is definitely worth exploring further. We should set up a meeting to discuss the possibilities.
Sounds good. I'm really excited about the potential here. I think this partnership could be transformative.
Me too. I'm glad you brought this up, it's an opportunity we shouldn't let pass us by.
Definitely. I look forward to working together on this, Anna.
Lesson 9, A Fresh Start.
Hey Anna, how's it going? You seem a bit down.
I've just been feeling a little overwhelmed lately. But I think I'm ready for a fresh start.
I'm sorry to hear that. What's been weighing you down?
Oh, just the usual work stress, personal issues, that sort of thing. But I'm determined to turn things around.
I see. Well, you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right?
Exactly. It's time for me to take control and focus on the positives.
That's a great attitude. Do you have any specific plans in mind to get yourself back on track?
I do, actually. I'm going to try to declutter and organize my living space. It feels like a good place to start.
Ah, the old clean house, clean mind approach. I like it.
Definitely. I think clearing out the physical clutter will help me clear my mental space as well.
Absolutely. And you know what they say, a fresh start often begins with a clean slate.
Couldn't agree more. I'm really looking forward to this new chapter, John.
I can tell. It's like hitting the reset button, isn't it?
Exactly. I feel energized just thinking about it. It's going to be great.
I'm glad to hear that. I have no doubt you're going to crush this fresh start. Go get him, Anna.
Lesson 10, Peaceful Resolutions.
Anna, I'm really concerned about the state of the world right now. All the conflicts and violence going on.
I know, it's so disheartening. It feels like there's so much division and unrest, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I just don't understand how we can't seem to find peaceful solutions to these problems.
You're right. Unless we can offer people a constructive path to address injustices, the cycle of violence will continue.
Exactly. We need to focus on promoting dialogue, understanding, and nonviolent approaches.
Definitely. Resorting to force and aggression only breeds more hatred and instability in the long run.
Precisely. If we want to create a more just, harmonious world, we have to be willing to listen and compromise.
Absolutely. Diplomacy, mediation, and empathy are the keys to resolving even the most entrenched conflicts.
Couldn't agree more. We have to model those values if we expect to see lasting, positive change.
Absolutely. It's the only way to break free from this downward spiral of conflict and retaliation.
Agreed. We have to be the change we want to see in the world, you know?
Definitely. If we can't find a peaceful path forward, I fear the consequences will be dire for every country on this planet.
That's what worries me the most. We're all in this together, after all. We have to find a way to coexist.
Couldn't agree more, John. We have to keep pushing for nonviolent solutions, no matter how daunting the challenge.
Absolutely. It's the only way to create a more just, harmonious future for all.
Lesson 11, Morning Routine.
Good morning, Anna. How's your day going so far?
Morning, John. It's been a pretty good day. I actually just got back from my morning run.
Oh, nice. I've been meaning to get back into running. How do you find the motivation to do it every day?
It really helps me feel energized and focused for the rest of the day. Plus, it's a great way to start the morning.
That's awesome. I've always struggled with maintaining a consistent exercise routine, to be honest.
I know the feeling. It can be tough to turn it into a habit. But once you do, it becomes so much easier.
Any tips you can share? I'd love to get back into a regular workout routine.
Well, the key for me was just making it a non-negotiable part of my daily schedule. I block off that time in the morning.
Ah, I see. Treating it like an important appointment rather than something optional.
Exactly. And I find that going first thing in the morning works best before any other responsibilities pop up.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm usually pretty good about sticking to routines in the morning.
There you go. Start your day with a workout, and you'll feel so accomplished.
I'll definitely give it a try. Thanks for the advice, Anna. Hopefully, I can get myself back into a good fitness routine.
I'm sure you can do it, John. Just be patient with yourself and make it a priority. You've got this.
Appreciate the encouragement. I'm feeling motivated to give it a go.
Lesson 12, Curbing Sexual Harassment.
Hey Anna, have you heard about the new laws aimed at curbing sexual harassment?
Yes, I have. It's about time we take stronger action against this unacceptable behavior.
Absolutely. These new policies have been designed to teach people that sexual harassment is wrong.
Exactly. Stronger penalties and more comprehensive training programs are crucial.
Agreed. We need to send a clear message that this kind of conduct will not be tolerated.
For sure. And I'm glad to see a greater emphasis on empowering victims to come forward.
Me too. Creating a safe, supportive environment is so important for addressing this issue.
Definitely. I think these new measures will go a long way in promoting a culture of respect.
I hope so. It's been a long time coming, but I'm optimistic we're heading in the right direction.
Absolutely. This is an important step, but there's still more work to be done.
No doubt. Changing mindsets and behaviors takes time, but it's a necessary and noble fight.
Definitely. We all have a role to play in eradicating sexual harassment from our society.
Agreed. With commitment and vigilance, I believe we can create a safer, more equitable world.
I couldn't agree more, John. This is an issue that impacts us all, and we must rise to the challenge.
Absolutely. I'm glad we see eye to eye on the importance of these new initiatives.
Lesson 13, Exploring Train Travel.
Hey Anna, I was talking to a friend the other day who suggested I try taking the train instead of driving for my next trip.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't taken the train in a while, but I remember enjoying it. What made your friend recommend it?
Well, they said it's a much more relaxing and eco-friendly way to travel, plus you can just sit back and enjoy the scenery.
That's a good point. Trains are definitely a more sustainable option compared to driving. And the scenery can be really beautiful.
Exactly. I'm intrigued by the idea of being able to just sit back and let someone else do the driving, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace from having to focus on the road the whole time. You can actually use the time more productively.
Definitely. My friend said I could get work done, read a book, or just watch the world go by out the window.
That does sound appealing. Plus, you don't have to worry about traffic or finding parking when you get to your destination.
True, that's another big plus. I'm starting to see why train travel might be worth giving a try.
I think you should go for it. It's a really pleasant and convenient way to get around, in my experience.
Alright, you've convinced me. I'll look into booking a train trip for my next journey. Thanks for the encouragement, Anna.
Lesson 14, Forecasting the Weather.
Hey Anna, did you see the weather forecast for today?
Yeah, I did. It said it was going to be really cold, didn't it?
That's right. They were calling for below freezing temperatures all day.
That's strange. It doesn't feel that cold outside right now.
I know, I was a bit skeptical too. The weather reports don't always seem to get it right.
So true. Sometimes they over-exaggerate or just completely miss the mark.
Exactly. I've had plans ruined before because the forecast was way off.
Me too. It can be really frustrating when you make decisions based on the weather predictions.
Definitely. I guess we just have to take those forecasts with a grain of salt sometimes.
Absolutely. The meteorologists try their best, but Mother Nature can be unpredictable.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm just glad it's not as freezing as they said it would be today.
Me too. This is actually pretty pleasant weather, all things considered.
You got that right. I'm glad we didn't have to change our plans because of the forecast.
Same here. Sometimes it's better to just look outside and see for yourself rather than rely on the predictions.
Definitely a good lesson to keep in mind. You can't always trust the weather forecasts, that's for sure.
Lesson 15, Room Amenities.
Hey Anna, how's the hotel room treating you so far?
It's been great, John. The room is really nice and comfortable.
Awesome, I'm glad to hear that. What kind of amenities does it have?
Well, for starters, there's a decent-sized closet where I can hang my clothes.
That's convenient. It's always good to have some storage space.
Exactly. And the bathroom is really clean and modern, with nice toiletries provided.
Nice, that's important when you're staying away from home. What about the rest of the room?
The bed is super comfy, and there's a nice big desk if I need to get some work done.
Sounds perfect. Does the room have any other useful features?
Yeah, there's a mini fridge, which is great for keeping some snacks and drinks on hand.
Oh, that's handy. And I assume there's also a TV for entertainment?
Definitely. And the Wi-Fi connection is really fast, which is crucial for me.
Awesome, it seems like they've thought of just about everything.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the overall setup. It has everything I need and more.
Excellent, I'm glad you're enjoying your stay. Sounds like a pretty well-equipped room.
Absolutely. It's making my business trip a lot more comfortable and convenient.
That's great to hear. Sometimes the little things can make all the difference.
For sure. This hotel has definitely exceeded my expectations so far.
Wonderful, I'm happy to hear it. Enjoy the rest of your stay, Anna.